Alright, I'm back with another Destiny 2 video. Probably gonna try and make as many of these as many days in a row as possible now that the new season is here and there are 10 trillion things to talk about. I did a little bit on my thoughts on Solar 3.0 in an article today. I will definitely do a full video about that later. I'm still doing all the ins and outs of Solar. I do think we need more than 2 days to give it a full once-over, and we do not even have all the fragments yet, even though there are some pretty obvious glaring omissions with it. Today I wanted to talk about the thing I got to right after I finished yesterday's video, which is Sever, the main story quest for the Season of the Haunted, where this seems like it's going to be broken up into traditional kind of 3 rotating mission structure, albeit with some variations in it. This is a singular, I mean, it feels like a campaign mission, more or less. Maybe a little shorter, but, well, not that short. I think this is my first run, so I didn't know where everything was, so there's at least some manner of messing around, but I think it was like 18 minutes, but now that I know where, like, the tunnels go and what switches to hit, it'll be faster, but definitely feels like a real campaign mission. What it seems like it's going to be is there are 3 main NPCs this time around, Caiatl, Crow, and Zavala. They are each being haunted by ghosts of their past. We started this week with Uldren being haunted by, Crow being haunted by who else? Uldren. Caiatl is being haunted by Gull, and then Zavala is being haunted by, I believe, the ghost of his dead wife. I'm pretty sure her name is like shit. It's not sure. Yeah, I'm thinking of the machine gun or the SMG. I don't remember her name, but she's the ghostly lady from the first part of the intro mission, and I love how immediately Zavala's like, drop everything, follow that ghost, there's no way this is a trap. Like, she is really causing Zavala to lose his mind, so that's not great. So what happens with this mission is you go through the underbelly of Leviathan, and that is an area that I don't think is able to be accessed through the normal kind of patrol thing now. I think that's going to be locked off. Maybe I'm wrong, but you do get into some pretty significant old areas of Leviathan, which I will go to in a minute. But you are pretty much chasing after Uldren and his Spectre, trying to separate the two of them. I don't quite understand this process. It's something to do with the spell that Eris cast, and literally the name of the mission is Sever, so you're trying to sever the connection between the ghost that haunts him and himself. As you recall, Eris did this with her entire Dead Fire team from the Temple of Crota, and we helped her do that. So now she kind of knows how to do that, and we're sort of doing it in a different way, and it's mostly by killing, well, I guess it's the same way. It's killing nightmares, ultimately. So Uldren is being a huge dick to Crow and taunting him, and talking about, you know, all the sins he's committed and stuff, and that how he'll never be free of kind of being subservient to other people and owing other people. So he makes the comparison that Crow owes Saladin now, like he owes Mara, who always used to come and clean up his messes. And Crow gets really mad. At one point during this mission, Crow gets so mad, he just starts firing his golden gun, like, presumably at the Spectre. Like, we don't see this, we just hear it on the audio, but that's really, I thought that was very funny. The mission itself is interesting. You're kind of going through the underbelly. It's a mix of combat and some puzzle segments. There's just, like, kind of standard combat near the beginning. Seeing where all the lights go out was actually pretty cool, I thought, and then the Cabal come in with, like, tactical flashlights. And then you do some, like, tunneling, and there's some, like, flame jets, and then there's one part where you have to hit a bunch of switches, but you are being stalked by that immortal... Is it a bather? I think it's just a gladiator, but the immortal gladiator that's... I don't know what's going on with that, but it's like the new kind of nightmare knight where you can't kill it, and he's following you to, like, murder you, like he's Jason Voorhees. He doesn't do, like, that much damage. Like, he can hit you a couple of times and you'll still be okay, at least at this difficulty level. I assume there's going to be legendary Sever, because there's always legendary stuff eventually, but that wasn't so bad. Walking around with a huge wrench that slows you down was not the most fun, because he can just kind of wail on you as you do that. And then you get into the final segment where we are, guess where? In the Gauntlet. This is something that has shown up now a few times in Menagerie, and then in the original Leviathan raid. It is now overgrown by darkness, like everything is, and it has been abandoned. And you are there to kill the Nightmare of Fickrel? Was that his name? I don't. Whatever. The head Scorn guy. They chose that as a boss because we already fought him as a Nightmare on the Moon, I'm pretty sure, but we chose that as a boss because that was Uldren's kind of lead dude when he was Uldren, and now he is returning to help his father mess with Crow. So you just kind of chase him around in a circle and do some damage to him. I was pretty underleveled for this because this was my first time through. It gets a little easier as time goes on. And you just kill him, and then the end of the mission has Crow like failing to actually sever himself from Fickrel, or from Uldren, and the implication is that you're gonna have to run this like a bunch of different times in order to finally separate them. And Eris is like, oh, there's no shame in failure. So I don't know exactly how that will play out. Presumably you run through the same number of times with different dialogue. I'm not sure how many. I wouldn't guess more than 3 times per mission, and then maybe you finally sever it at the end. I assume these will rotate weekly. We will have a title one. We know we're fighting Gaul, Nightmare Gaul. We've seen that in the trailer. Do not know who we'd be fighting in Zavala's. Maybe Zavala doesn't have one. I'm not sure. And if we were fighting someone based on Zavala's dead wife, I really doubt we would be fighting his wife exactly, unless they like model her after Cedia or something. That's the only thing I could think of is like a possible kind of game mechanic. I really doubt they're going to invent an entirely new boss type for 1 out of 3 seasonal activity battles. I can't see that happening. I do not know what the other missions will be in terms of structure, if they will just be kind of rerunning the same path we just did and ending up in the same place with different dialogue and different NPCs, or if they will be totally different missions to go to different parts of the Leviathan we haven't seen yet. The fact that this mission ends up where it does in the Gauntlet really makes me wonder if they are going to bring back Leviathan as an actual raid at some point, because we literally now have almost every zone from the original raid back in the game. Granted, it's all darkness infested now, and they would have to do a lot of kind of, well, maybe not a lot, but some reworking to get around all the new darkness plants and things they've added there. But like literally all of the rooms from the raid, for the most part, are now accessible, except for maybe the exterior, the very early things before you get to the Castellum. But like Castellum, Throne Room, Pleasure Gardens, Royal Pools, Gauntlet, like I may be forgetting one, but like we have seen pretty much everything. So it does stand to reason that that could happen someday. I do not believe this would happen this season. Sorry, you might be able to hear Noah in the background. He's upset with my wife, but he's always a handful. I have to believe that has to be something on their agenda. I fully think that Leviathan is a permanent addition to the game now. I think we are not going to see it leave when the year is over. They don't really... I was going to say, they don't do that with patrol spaces, but they absolutely do. But I feel like if we're losing something, it's going to be something old. It'll be Nessus, or it'll be the Moon, or I don't know, something. But I would be surprised if they did this whole revamp and then just got rid of it a year later. I'm hoping that they're finding ways to kind of scale down content vaulting. I mean, we only lost half of an expansion's destination last time. So, maybe things are getting better, but this does seem like they could bring back some modified version of Leviathan. This is not something they've stated. They've stated they're bringing back a Destiny 1 raid, which everyone probably thinks is King's Fall, and then 2 dungeons. One of the dungeons launches this season, and that's what's happening over the next 3 seasons. So launching Leviathan as an actual reprise raid would be a surprise that they have not told us, and yet the stage is very much set for that. So I would keep an eye out for that, and that is not something that's on my radar. I'll probably do a separate video on that down the road here. I like this mission. I think it's good. It reminds me a little bit of kind of Expunge in terms of being like a solo mission, and then like having the story component that you're doing each week and like different sites. It's not like jumping puzzles like that. This is more combat and normal puzzle focused, but It's fun. It's a good mission. So I'm curious to see how it expands and how this mission changes specifically, and then what the other NPC missions are like too. So anyway, those are my kind of initial thoughts on Sever, and we will see how it goes next week. And I'm guessing it's going to be Caiatl, and they're going to save the Zavala wife thing for the third one, if there is a third one. Maybe there's only two. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Take care.